In our last video, we looked at the fixed assets register of the company and prepared a summary via a pivot table. So now let's link our trial balance data and compare our fixed asset register to the trial balance data and see if they reconcile. I'm gonna add a small header here, reconciliation to trial balance. I'm gonna start listing all those from the trial balance. So I'm gonna get the book value, and then I'm gonna have a difference. I'm gonna get the depreciation, and then I'm gonna have a difference. I'm gonna get the accumulated depreciation and also have a difference. And at the end, I'm gonna have the net book value. I'm just gonna type it short as NBV. And a difference as well, and also some notes if those are necessary. Okay, let's both those, and I'm gonna highlight them in orange. And let's go ahead and see how to get this data. So we're gonna use the VLOOKUP function. It's a function that allows us to use a lookup value and search into some array. Let's start typing it. The VLOOKUP function starts with the lookup value, which is going to be our account number. So we want to find the book value in our trial balance for this account number. I'm going to start with it. Then the next thing is the table array, and this is where we're going to search. I'm going to go to the trial balance sheet, and we're going to search here, and this array should start with the column where we search, this column, and it should include the column that we want to return. So we want to start searching in column A and return the corresponding value in column C. And you can see that it shows us that we have selected 3 columns. So after we select this, I'm going to type in the number of the index. So the index, the call index number on the 3rd column, so 1, 2, 3. And the range lookup, it says so true is an approximate match and false is an exact match. And to be honest, I don't think I've ever used true here. So we just type 0 or false, and you want it to match exactly. So you want your lookup value to match exactly to one of the values here in order for the formula to give you back the closing balance. I'm gonna close that and hit enter, and here it is. Let me just format it. So we can see that it matches, and the good thing is that because we selected the whole row, the whole columns here A and C in the TB sheet, we can just drag this formula down and it's gonna work properly. Let's calculate our difference. Have our book value minus our book value from the fixed assets register, and I'm gonna carry that down with Control D. And you can see that we have a difference here, but I guess this is just some incorrect mapping to the trial balance. So I'm just going to put that as a note. It's not a big amount, so probably won't even investigate it as long as it's the same amount, plus here and minus here. Okay, let's get the depreciation for 2020. And actually here, I don't have it in the trial balance, I don't have it per account. I have it as a total. So I'm just going to link it, equals, trial balance sheet, and here, the debit turnover. This is my depreciation expenses for 2020. And the difference is going to be this minus this. Okay, this matches. Then let's VLOOKUP the accumulated depreciation, and for this one our lookup value is going to be our depreciation account. Our table array is going to be from column A, again, here are the accounts, to column C again, the 3rd column, 0 because we want an exact match, or false. Yeah, it doesn't find it, and that's because land has no depreciation. So let me just carry that down, and here what we can do is we can wrap this VLOOKUP formula in another formula, and this formula is going to be if error. If error, tap to complete it, it opens the bracket for us, and now if error wants a value, and the value if error. So the value is going to be the whole VLOOKUP, and after that, if it's an error, I want it to give me 0. close that, and now here I have 0. Copy that down and format it. Calculate the difference, this minus my accumulated depreciation, and copy it down. And we can see here that we have 8 cents, which is not a big deal, won't even comment on that. And I'm going to carry this comment here as well. The net book value per the trial balance is going to be the book value minus the accumulated depreciation. Carry that down, and the difference is going to be my net book value minus my net book value here. Carry that down, and here we have the same issue with this incorrect mapping, but in reverse, because we're calculating a net book value, and because we started with the FAR value here, and in this we started with the TB value. And this is something that we should keep consistent, so I'm just gonna change that to this minus the net book value per the fixed asset register. I'm gonna copy that to all the other columns. So now we are keeping it consistent. And something else that we can do is we can select all the differences, go to conditional formatting. And by the way, I selected different locations by holding the control key. And go to conditional formatting, new rule, and you already know that format only cells that contain. I want the cell value to be not equal to 0. And I want the format to be a red font color, and I want the cell to be filled with yellow. Okay, and we can see that it highlights all our differences. And that's how to prepare a reconciliation of our fixed assets register to the trial balance. So we took our trial balance, we used a pivot table to prepare a summary of it, and then we used the VLOOKUP function to find the corresponding amounts from the trial balance based on our accounts and depreciation accounts. And we even wrapped our VLOOKUP formula for the accumulated depreciation in another formula, in an if-error formula. So we wrote a nested formula. This is when we nest one formula within another formula. And the reason was to cover the problem that we ran into because we didn't have anything booked in the corresponding depreciation account for land because land is not depreciated. That's it. See you in the next lecture.